Hey, I'm going to go through lesson 2 with you right now. So here we say, it says run the app with a partner, investigate the app, click run, and observe what happens. So let's do that. So as I click on this app and I hit the up button, what happens? The temperature increases by 1. When I hit the down arrow, what happens? The temperature decreases by 1. Up arrow increases, down arrow decreases. All right. So then what do you think the variables of this item are? What values are being stored and what is being changed? Think about that. And we'll go on to the next item. Okay. Okay. So here we are on lesson 2, part 2. And this is where we're going to investigate what's going on with this item. So here we can see that I pulled down this stuff so that you can read the instructions. It says make a watcher for the temp variable and then run the code. This will help you track the value of the variable as it changes. So down here, there's a little watchers area. You click on that and just type in temp, T-E-M-P. So that's the name of our variable. That's right here on line 2. All right. So we're going to use that. We're going to add this little watcher here. So click on that. It's going to say undefined right now because our temp is not, we're not running it. So that's why the watcher says undefined. When we do run it, it changes its value to 70. And that's because we've assigned it that value on line 2. Then let's look at lines 1 through 12. So 1 through 12, we've got our variable temp and our variable temp f. And if you'll notice, this is a number and this is a string. So then, all the way through line 12, this is the button to increase the temperature by 1 degree Fahrenheit, or a decrease, I'm sorry. So when you hit the down button, it's going to take the value of temp, whatever the current value is. Actually, take the value of temp, whatever the current value is, and subtract 1. Then reassign it to the same variable. So this is how, when we hit the down button, watch the temperature in the watchers space. It's now 69. It's now 68, 67. So what it's doing is it's taking whatever the current value. So when I hit 67, line 8 here, and actually let me slow this down so you guys can see it a little bit better. This little tortoise and hare thing. And there you go. You can see how like it highlights each line to let you know which one is running right now. Which one are we looking at right now? Which one are we doing right now? Same thing like when I do the up button. So here's the up button. When I click on that, see how it's going to add 1 to the temp? It's going to add the letter F, a space, and the letter F, and then output that to the page. All right. So that's what each section does, right? One just adds 1 and one just subtracts 1. All right. Let's see here. Modify the code so that the temperature changes by 2 degrees when the buttons are clicked. So let's do that. So instead of -1, we're going to say -2. And let me pull up this workspace here so you can read it better. And instead of +1, we're going to say +2. All right. Now we can reset and run our code again. So now when I push that button, I did that a little too quickly. There you go. Push the up button again. Let's make our syntax highlighting a little faster. Right? So you can see that every time I hit the up button, it does that. Every time I hit the down button, it does a very similar thing, only instead of adding, it subtracts. All right. So part 3 of lesson 2. Here the instructions tell us to run the app, make watchers for temp F, temp C, and temp display F, and temp display C. So in the watcher space down here, I'm going to go ahead and do that first. Right here. I'm going to make watchers. All right, so temp F. I'll add this little plus here. Temp C. Oops. Temp display F. And temp display C. All right, here I've made the 4 watchers. So what do you guys think is happening on line 3? And this is our block view. So line 3, temp C equals, and here's a function, a built-in function called math.round. So when you round to the nearest whole number, right, if it's less than half, it rounds down. If it's more than half, it rounds up, right? So math.round does that. So it's taking the temperature in Fahrenheit, subtracting 32 from it, and then multiplying that value times 5 divided by 9. And this is the formula for converting Fahrenheit to Celsius. So temp C stands for Celsius. Temp F stands for Fahrenheit. So how do you think math.round works? I just told you. It rounds to the nearest whole number. Just like in math, right? When we round to the nearest whole number, depends on, is it above half or is it below half? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to try deleting math.round in line 3, line 15, and line 28. Easiest way to go about this is to use the show text button. So here we go. I am going to, where's line 3? Line 3. I am going to basically make a copy of this because I want to use it later, but I'm going to comment it out first. I put this comment here. This way I'm like storing or saving the original content or original text. So we want to take out math.round. So we can just use the arrow keys to, I'm going to hold down the shift button and the arrow key to get that out. It's going to be upset with me, but that's okay. I just need to take out this end parentheses. All right. So everywhere there's a math.round, I'm just going to highlight this code, Control C, and copy that. And so instead of math.round, we're going to paste this code in instead. And here we are, math.round. All right, let's run this code. So look at that. So math.round basically gives us a whole number, so it looks better. So there's our Fahrenheit display, and look at that. Here's our Celsius display. Very nasty. I don't think we want to do that at all. Now let's see. If I hit Control Z, will it, yep, sure does. Control Z again, and then Control Z again. Cool, I didn't need to do this at all. But it's not a bad idea to have it stored somewhere that you can go back and reference it more easily. All right, so reset. Hit run. All right, so you watch that happen. So see where it says temp display F? It's basically taking whatever our temp F value is and adding a string to it. So we're going to take our number 70 and add a space and an F. And that's exactly what we see right here. Then same thing with our temp display C. Temp C plus a space and C for Celsius. Okay. Let's see. Delete the space between the quotation marks and the letter F in line 4. How does this change what's displayed on the screen? Let's just do that. We'll just do that on line 4. Right? Reset. Hit run. Watch what happens. So do you see how that space was removed from 70 and F? If we put the space back in, it'll be all good. So this extra space basically tells it that we don't want just the letter F, we want a space and the letter F. All right. This is more like what you are used to looking at. It's a good idea for you guys to start getting used to show text. As you can see, it makes things a little bit easier to copy and paste and to do all of those sorts of things. Make it easier. All right, so let's hit the finish button and go on to the next portion of the lesson. All right, you've seen this app before. Let's hit the run button. We'll go ahead and put Ray's house in here. What new information is being stored? All right. Looks like some kind of a username. So if I'll go back to this and say reset, right? I can hit run and type something in here like Trish. Log in and look at this. It says, hi, Trish. That's some kind of a username of some sort, and it gets inserted from that home page. Okay, same thing. This is all good. This is new information, right? Our username.